Hello students, today we'll look on the continuation part of memory management, that is paging. In the previous video play, I have discussed about the external fragmentation and internal fragmentation of the memory management. Here we are discussing about the paging of memory management. The physical address space of a process can be non-contiguous in paging technique. So by doing this, we are avoiding two things here. First one is external fragmentation and the problem of creation of variable sized memory partitions. Here we are dividing the physical memory into fixed size blocks called as frames. The size of these frames is the power of 2. So it lies in the range 500 kilobytes to 16 megabytes. At the same time, the logical memory is also divided into the blocks of same size of frames, but these are called as pages. So physical memory division is known as frames, logical memory division is known as pages. To run any program of size n pages, we need to find n free frames and load the program. So to keep track of these n pages, we have to set up the page table which will translate the logical address into physical addresses. But still we have the internal fragmentation. So that we will see in the further slides. The logical address generated by CPU is divided into page number P and offset D. Page number is used to index into the page table, which contains normally the base address of each page of the actual memory, that is the physical memory. This is combined with the page offset D, which will give you the actual physical address which is sent to the memory unit for the further processing. So for a given logical address space 2 raised to m and page size 2 raised to n, we can have the page number generated as m minus n, and n bits are used to represent the page offset. So here is an example where CPU generates the logical address which has two parts, page number and the offset, represented by P and D respectively. The page number is used to index onto the page table to find the corresponding frame number, and to this frame number the offset is added to generate the actual physical address of the process, which is actually stored into the physical memory. So here we can see the status of frames before allocation and after allocation. A new process has arrived with 4 pages, 0, 1, 2, 3 respectively, and these are the free frame list. So for this, the frames are to be allocated using the page table mentioned here. So page 0 is mapped with frame number 14, 1 is mapped with 13, 2 is mapped with 18, 3 is mapped with 20. So that you can see here. So in 14 we have page 0, 13 we have page 1, in 18th frame we have page 2, and at the 20th frame we have the page 3. So this shows how the pages are converted into frames, which is nothing but the actual physical memory allocation. The same process having 4 pages, the figure shows how the logical is converted into physical memory. So these 4 pages are allocated with the frame numbers 1, 4, 3, 7 respectively, and we can see here in the physical memory page 0 is allocated with frame number 1, page 1 is allocated with frame number 4, page 2 is allocated with frame number 3, and page 3 is allocated with page number 7. So this is how the logical address is converted into physical address. So as we have discussed in the beginning, the paging has one problem, that is internal fragmentation, but external fragmentation is completely taken care by paging technique. Now we'll see what example. We have one process of size 72,766 bytes and the page size is 2048 bytes. Now when we want to allocate the frames for this, we have to find out the number of pages, and here we find the number of pages required as 35 pages. How to do this is divide 72,766 divided by 2048. So you will get around 35.5. So you require 35 complete pages, and in the 36th page only half of it, that is 1086 bytes, are consumed by this particular process. So remaining bytes are free, and that we call it as a internal fragmentation. So the size of the internal fragmentation calculation is the total size of each page divided by the number of bytes consumed in the last page. 2048 minus 1086, so the whole size is 962 bytes. In the worst case, one frame can be wasted in paging technique. That is, in last frame it may consume only 1 byte, but we have to allocate 1 frame for it. On an average, in paging technique, half frame is wasted. Then, is it required that you should have small size frames? But when we reduce the frame size, the page size is also reduced, and you require more number of pages. So the pages are entered into the page table. So more memory is required for page tables. So which is not feasible. The implementation of the page table. The page table is kept in the main memory, and it has two registers, the page table base register and page table length register. Base register points to page table, whereas the length register represents the size of the page table. So in this scheme, every data or instruction accesses two memory accesses, one for page table and another for mapping into the physical address. Two memory access problem can be solved by the use of special fast lookup hardware cache called as associative memory or translation look-aside buffers. In the implementation of a page table, some TLBs store address space identifiers known as ASIDs. In each TLB entry, a uniquely identifying identifier for a process is stored, which provides address space protection for that process. So TLBs are very small in size, which can store minimum of 64 entries, maximum of 1024 entries. There may be a TLB miss. In that case, value is loaded into TLB for the faster access next time. Miss indicates that particular frame or page is not available. So in that case, it is loaded into TLB so that for the next time it is available in the TLB. So this miss can be avoided by using the page replacement policies, which are discussed further. Another method for implementation of TLB is using associative memory, which is basically used for parallel search, and it has two columns, page number and the frame number. The address translation is done using P and D. If P is an associative register, then we can get the frame number out of it by adding the displacement D to the particular page number. This figure shows how the TLB can be used to convert the logical address into the physical address. Normally, the TLB will have the page number and corresponding page frame number. So, logical address is converted into page physical address by finding the frame number using this page number. Then, to this frame number, we are adding the offset D. If particular page number is not available in this TLB, then it generates a TLB miss. So whenever there is a TLB miss, so that page is found from the page table. Then you will get the corresponding frame number. To that frame number, we are adding the displacement to get the actual physical address in the physical memory. Here we calculate the effective access time for a paging technique. It includes associative lookup epsilon time unit, which is normally less than 10% of the memory access time, and a hit ratio alpha. The hit ratio represents percentage times that page number is found in the associative register. This can be clearly explained with an example here. Alpha equal to 80%, epsilon equal to 20 nanosecond for TLB search, and 100 nanosecond for memory access. Then effective time access time EAT can be calculated as 0.80 into 100, that is 80% of the time page is available. For page memory access it is mentioned as 100 nanosecond. So 0.8 into 100 plus 20 1 minus 0.8 is 0.2 into 200. This is because if that page is not available in TLB, you require 2 memory access cycle. For one memory access, you have 100 nanosecond, so it is 200 here. It actually comes to 120 nanosecond. A detailed one more example we'll see in our next video lecture. Thank you. Thank you, students. Stay home, stay safe.